I'm Mike, and you might wonder why you see so many of these Fetco Coffee Brewers in just about every specialty coffee shop you go to. I'm going to break it down, what makes them special, why they are everywhere, and a little trick to know how fresh the coffee is when you come to a coffee shop. All right. Welcome to Coffee Shop Vibes. I'm Mike. My wife and I, we started East BRE Coffee, a specialty coffee shop in a small community in Western Pennsylvania, the first in our county. And we love sharing insights about coffee and sharing new coffees with you. And we roast some of the top coffees in the world. So we have a Fetco Coffee Brewer at our coffee house, and we have had it since day one. So first I will say this, I'm not paid by Fetco. I'm not paid by any coffee company. I'd love to be, but I'm not. Not paid by them, but I wanted to share with you why they're in every coffee shop and a couple details about them. They really just do a few simple things, but they do it well. And we've had this coffee brewer here at East BRE since we opened 5 years ago. Now again, this model is 5 years old. They all say XTS on the top. There's various variations, newer models. A lot of them will have two. You'll see two brewers. So what we do is we measure out 4 ounces or 6 ounces of coffee. This only makes a half gallon or a gallon of coffee. So you can make a gallon of coffee with a Fetco brewer with 6 ounces of coffee. So we always measure that out and then grind it whenever it's time to make, to brew a pot. Put it in the filter, pretty simple, just like you would at home. Again, this is the most efficient way to make hot coffee. So you have your basket here filled with coffee, and then pretty simple, right? You just put it up to the Fetco machine and you get two options. Now you can set this machine to brew at a certain temperature. Our machine brews at 198 degrees. I have a half pot and a full pot, and the full pot takes 7 minutes and 30 seconds. The claim to fame, at least that I was always told about the Fetco brewers, is not only do they last, right? We only had one issue with it maintenance-wise. The thermometer needed cleaned inside the tank. They have a gallon tank. It's all gravity fed. It's plumbed in, so it does have a water line coming in. So how this brews coffee is this actually brews it like you would a Chemex portafilter, where you'd actually bloom the coffee. So it will start by putting a little bit of water on it. Again, real precision. It's all high-end materials in here. It keeps the temperature at 198 degrees. That's the main difference between like this and a cheap coffee pot you're getting from Amazon, Walmart, wherever you get, right? The equipment, the stuff inside, right, is going to be plastic. It's not going to keep the temperature as precise as this. We have a $300 precision brewer, Breville at home, and it's one of the only machines it's a precision brewer. It keeps things precision, the temperature the whole way through. So the Fetco here in the professional setting, right, it's going to keep the temperature right on. Now it will bloom this with water, right? It will bloom it away. That's why it takes 7.5 minutes to run a cycle. It'll put more coffee on it, then it'll wait, put more on it. So you can actually program your pausing and starting the water and how long it takes to brew this coffee. Again, the most efficient way to brew coffee, a gallon of coffee in 7.5 minutes with 6 ounces of coffee. So you just put this in, it's ready to go. You can't even, if you have a coffee shop, you can't brew this without it being up to temperature, and now it's ready to brew coffee. All right, we're back after a few minutes of brewing. Mookie Betts has joined us. It is the World Series. Go Dodgers. All right, so again, I said it is pretty easy for employees. We have the coffee measured out. This won't even engage. You can't brew it until it's up to your set temperature, and which is 200 degrees for us. And it takes 7.5 minutes, and we'll fill this pot up, the most efficient way to make coffee. Now, there's one little trick. Really keen people and people in the coffee industry know that this will actually tell you how much coffee is left. It's probably tough to see, but there is a triangle on here. Maybe I'll take a picture of it, put it up on the screen. It tells you how full it is, so you can tell if it's, there's a fourth of it left, or a half of it left, or 3/4 of it left. You see that? And then there are 4 gauges that tell you time and 15-minute intervals, right? I just started brewing this, so you can see that, maybe you can see that one of these is set up. So you will actually know how long the coffee's been sitting in here and how much coffee is in here. Now these airpots are great. They last. One time I left the coffee in overnight, and it was still drinkable the next day. They're unbelievable. The quality of these airpots, I do like their handle here, really nice to pour a cup of coffee. But again, keen people, sometimes I'll have people saying, hey, your coffee's super fresh, because you can't see any of the time, or it's only 15 minutes or 20 minutes in. And they'll notice that because they're in the coffee industry. But it does say how much time and how much coffee you have left. So this is a Fetco brewer. Again, they come in a lot of places. You'll see them in double. They're a workhorse, and it's probably the most common piece of equipment you'll find in a specialty coffee house. Some people will argue about, what machine to get, espresso machine, what grinders, but a lot of the places will have Fetco brewers in them. So if you're interested in starting a coffee shop, you want to learn more about coffee, make sure you subscribe. And now you know why coffee shops, especially coffee shops, use Fetco brewers. All right, guys, we'll talk to you soon.